Grace and peace, and welcome to the Wise Perspective. I am your host, Wise, and of course, I want to thank you for being present today. Again, not for me. No, you are not present for me. You came here for you because you made a choice to start stepping into your enlightenment in a heavier way. And the first step to doing that is showing up for yourself in ways that allow you to expand your mind. So yes, we are very much grateful. Not because you showed up for me, but because you showed up for you. All right, so I'm going to get right into this podcast episode. So let's start it off with me saying I was today years old when I officially accepted my heartbreaks in the past to be the pathway to finding the right thing. So I was mapping out the feminine grid when it comes to how we produce, how our quote-unquote magic works. If you know, you know. But it started to drift me into accepting a lot of the heartbreak that I've walked through. And when I evaluated it, I realized that one, most of those heartbreaks were due to myself, number one. When I look at what I was looking for in a partner, in a person, what I was looking for wasn't even what I was about. I was looking for what I was told to look for in a counterpart. And every single time I sought out those attributes in a person, they never worked for me because they were never supposed to. Those weren't things that I held as values. They were not core principles to who I was, a rubric to my heart's desire. So of course it didn't work. It's like taking a puzzle piece from a different puzzle. It may fit because it's the same shape, but it don't go. And I was faced with that so many times, but it was in that understanding of what I was doing to myself that allowed me to see the work God was doing in that process. Now, I know that after a while, it stopped being me seeking a potential partner, and it started to be God just bringing people in for me to understand myself through them learning themselves. So I noticed that I would be guided to help masculine energies start to dissect who they were in my presence versus who they were around maybe other feminine. And as I watched that process, I saw where my, I want to say flaws, but of course we don't have flaws. We just have, U-turns, detours. That's really what it is. But where my flaw in what I was seeking out of another person. First, it was understanding that you can never seek for someone else to fill in pieces of you that you can't fill. So that was one of the biggest understandings I gathered while I was on this path. Every time I thought, everything will work out once I find the person who is supposed to ignite that flame within me, God made sure to debunk this very quickly. That it was actually the opposite. And I'm hoping that the feminine that listens to this podcast episode is in that place, because this will be extremely helpful. We all need to make our peace with the fact that your wholeness has to come from you. It doesn't matter how much anyone, quote unquote, brings to the table when it comes to stepping up. None of that matters. None of it. The only thing that matters is how you develop in your wholeness. When you are whole, you attract wholeness. So as long as there are still parts of you that are shattered, parts of you that are still hidden behind those doors that we keep within us because we don't want to look at it, we just shove it in the closet. As long as those things still exist, you're going to get those aspects of you that are whole. And all of those parts that are not being looked at, they're going to be there too, waiting for you to open the closet door and just let it all come out and start sorting. Great. Of course, I went through a whole spring cleaning analogy because I feel like that's what I'm going to end up doing today. Now, I'm going to touch on that just really quickly. I will say that when I do internal spring cleaning, where I'm sorting through emotions and backtracking on how I used to think versus how I think now, reflecting on where I'm going, where I've come from, I find it always turns out to be that day where I have a revelation that has been rolled out for me, I end up doing some deep cleaning externally. It's as if it's the symbol of my acceptance of a new truth. So I don't know if anybody else does this, but I do it every single time. So I already know, as soon as I made that whole closet analogy, my brain immediately said, yep, today's the day to purge. Like immediately. So that might be something either for someone to adopt as a habit to help symbolize you're moving into new stages, phases, and eras. But I would definitely suggest a spring cleaning for someone. It's going to help ease your mind when it comes to processing. Now, to get back on track to where we were, I realized that the heartbreaks that I dealt with in my past were needed today. Now, of course, we all know that how it goes is, oh no, everything's, done for a reason. There's a difference between being told that and living it. When you fully live that the reason is here and God shows you the reason, shows you why it hurts so bad, why it was so uncomfortable. I mean, when I say taking a deep breath feels nice and smooth, it definitely does. Today I was able to accept a lot of my heartbreaks because I know that it paved the way for the right one. I am grateful for every man that could not show up for me properly, because had I told myself that it was worth staying and I wasn't getting what I knew my heart needed, all that is a prison. It's another form of confinement that we call comfortability. I'm glad I could never conform to that form of comfortability, because them not being the man that I needed them to be paved the way for me to understand the man that I am made for, the man whose soul was designed for mine. I would have never wanted to settle, and I hope that that is exactly how that man feels too. Because I'm going to say that out loud. I am so grateful for every woman that ever broke your heart. And not because you went through something. And I want to make sure that I say this as eloquently as I possibly can as I channel through this message. This isn't for a masculine energy who has lived in his desires, walked through the fire of his own desires, and lived in his lower natures when it came to feminine energies. No, this is not for that type of masculine. This is for a masculine who has walked through his desires, but refused to change what he was desiring. And because he refused to change it, every single time a feminine showed up on his path, she couldn't meet it. And it led to his heartbreak. That's the man that I'm speaking to right now. I'm speaking to that one. And we all need to aspire to be speaking to that one, because the man who won't conform to what the world says he should desire, or take the breadcrumbs and call it a meal, is a man who's willing to wait forever for his queen. That's a king. That is. Because he's the type of man who understands that only one feminine can sit on his throne. Only one. And he wants that seat filled by her. And if it cannot be filled by her, it cannot be filled. And coincidentally, or synchronicity, I feel the same way. My king seat cannot be filled by anyone else. If they attempted to sit in that seat and they are not him, he cannot sit there. No. I will give up the whole seat. You can have the whole thing. And you can have mine too, because it's obviously it's not my kingdom if that's where you sit and you're not my king. So we should kind of all be aspiring to want heartbreak every single time that is not the person for you. Every time. That is your body's signal to the fact that you're in the wrong place. We get stuck because we try to force it to fit when it doesn't. If that person is not supposed to be there, you don't want them there. You just don't. Really. Like I said about the puzzle pieces, like imagine you have a puzzle and you love this puzzle. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle. You've been working on this for a long time. You finally got it together and there's 3 pieces missing. Going to another box just to fill those 3 missing pieces is not the way that you make this puzzle whole. Personally, I'd be grateful that I was able to get through the puzzle. And if I really loved it, I'll repurchase the puzzle just for those 3 pieces. Just for the 3. And that's defeating conformity. That is preventing from staying in a comfort zone for the sake of saying you hold something. No. Even more importantly, that whole idea of holding on has changed for me. I thought that to be in a relationship meant to sit in close proximity. It meant proximity, that's number 1, of someone you desire. It meant being available consistently for that person. It meant forcing things to work, making yourself, digestible when in moments where they needed you to be. No. The person who's for you wants you to be as big as you possibly can be. They want to see you in your magnitude. They don't want to see you in your minimum. They want to know your biggest dream, and they want to know how they can help you get there. They don't want you to say, nah, that dream is too big if it don't include me. The definition of love changed. That is what I was most grateful for, is that my definition of what love needed to show up for me changed. And I hope that who I'm speaking to today, it changes for you too. Now, it may not be drastic. It may not be you wake up tomorrow and you're able to say to your partner who's been around for a bit, hey, I need you to talk to me real quick about what we're not going to do anymore because I don't think this is going to work for me. That's a hard conversation to have. But is it necessary? If that's your truth, it 100% is. We shy away from those uncomfortable situations and conversations because we know that means one thing: change. And change is a hard road to walk, but it is the only way to get to wholeness, to get to your becoming. So don't be fearful of change. Accept it as a way of life. Within that change is everything that you desire. So if you were like me, you're made for love. You've been doing it your whole life, giving it to people, knowing it's been half-hearted, and yet you can't change who you are. You're a lover at the heart space. You just changed how you give it when it ain't the right people. Then this is for you. Stay the same. You're not supposed to change. Your love is pure. You just change how you give it out. You change the dynamics. You change your boundaries. And to change the way that you move to make it work. But don't you change. Love is pure. So as long as it's built on purity, you're doing the right thing. All right. So I'm going to call this podcast right here. Thank you so much for being present. If you are looking for a coaching call, feel free to hit this QR code. We can talk about any of those topics or any that you bring up that may need to just be discussed for you to start playing with your reflections and how you feel about it. You can also just hit the link and schedule straight to my bookings. But yeah, I thank you once again for being present. Again, not for me. You're not here for me. Thank you for being present for you. And I will catch you in our next episode. Love and light, y'all. And peace.